Hello there, health coaches. I want you to get ready because today I am walking you through an exercise to sign your next 5 clients as quickly as possible. Sound pretty good? Let's do it. Now, before we get started, I know that you're going to want to take a lot of notes today. Like there's going to be a lot for you to kind of think about and work through so that you can get this method down pat. But don't worry, because I already took a lot of the notes for you, and I've compiled everything that we're working on today into a free downloadable workbook. And you can go grab that right now if you want. I think it might make things easier if you go to healthcoachpower.com/next5. Again, that's healthcoachpower.com/next5. And that's the number 5. If you're here with me live, either on Facebook or on Instagram, as we're recording this episode, say hello in the comments and tell me this, is 5 the right number for you? Like, is that how many clients that you're looking for right now? And if not, how many are you looking for right now? I promise that this method is going to help a ton because even though there's so many different ways to find clients. This isn't the only way, obviously, but it is a very, very, very direct way of going about it. And you may be surprised how straightforward it can be. This is actually something that I teach inside Healthy Profit University, and our fall fast track semester is coming up. So if you're ready to expand your business in a big way and you like the idea of being led through a process that's proven to work for health coaches, add your name to the wait list. I really, really recommend that because it's free and it comes with great perks. And you can add your name right now at healthcoachpower.com/waitlist. Okay, I'm going to pop that link right over here into the Facebook feed. Oh my goodness, I don't even know if the Facebook feed is working. At least I know we're working over here on Instagram. Tell me, you guys, how many clients are you looking for right now? It's an easy math equation. It goes like this. You take how many clients do you have and how many clients do you want, and you subtract one from the other. That's how many more you need. Very small math equation that will help you get real clarity about what you're trying to achieve in, like, let's say the next month, or maybe for this fall, where you want to be with your business. So today I'm going to be taking you through this exercise. As I mentioned, I'm just going to pull it up here on my screen now so you can walk through it together. You can get it for free at healthcoachpower.com/next5, and that is the number 5. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. The very first thing to think about when you want to get those next 5 clients is this. What type of clients are you actually looking for? I know sometimes we're like, I'll take any client, Michelle. Literally any client will do. Well, no. Like, do you want to work with, let's just start with the basics, women? Do you want to work with men? Really what we're going after here is what type of person can you really do your best work with? Like, runners who are going to run their first marathon, that might be a group that you're very, very well suited to work with. Or maybe empty nesters who have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes. So think about who can you really do your best work with and write that down. This is not setting anything in stone, I promise. This is just a starting place for you. Next thing to think about, once you have this person in mind, and it may be obvious based on how you've already described them, but if not, I want to drive this point home that we need to know, what big problem does this person want help to solve? What's the single biggest result that they want to see when they work with you? Another way to think about this is, what problem do they have that they're willing to spend money on? Right? They may be already spending money on this problem. They might be buying books. They may be seeing other practitioners. They may be taking supplements. What is the big problem that they want to solve so bad that they're going to spend money to solve it? All right. So now that we know who you're looking for, and once again, I'm just checking out over here to see if we're broadcasting into the Facebook group. Give me a minute. There's a lot of technology going on right now, a lot of moving parts. Okay, maybe it is working. Hallelujah, love it. Okay, now that we know who we're looking for, the exact type of person and the big problem that they want to solve, here's where you're going to start writing things down. Okay, so if you got the workbook already, great. If you haven't grabbed it yet because you're multitasking right now, think in your head, we want to name 20 people, not 20 people I know, 20 people you know. You actually know, not just someone you have seen on TV, someone you could reach out to in real life. It could be your friend, your family member, a neighbor, or colleague. It could be some of your most engaged social media followers. Who do you know who either they themselves would be a perfect client for you, like you already know this to be true, or they know someone or they are connected to people who would be a perfect client for you. Consider even those that you've held consultations with in the past. Think about owners of businesses that you use, places that you frequent. Think about anyone in your life from your past, from your present, who again would either be a perfect ideal client right now or is connected to those that would be perfect clients for you. And I know it is really, really tempting to go, oh, I can think of Jane, I can think of Mary, and I can think of Bob, and just kind of end there. But I promise you, this exercise really works when you do it fully. So I'm encouraging you to write a list of 20 names of people who are going to be able to connect you to your ideal client, or they are your ideal client. I know that's going to take you some time to think about. We're not going to make you spout off all 20 names right now, but if you're here with me live, tell me, what's one person on that list? Like, what's the name of one person that you know would make an ideal client? It doesn't matter if you think they're interested or not. Don't put a layer of judgment on top of this. This is just you reaching your mind into your network, your current audience, and plucking out people who would be really perfect for you. Okay, give me a name. Give me a name. Like, I can think of someone right now. Her name's Layla, who's someone I know who would be a perfect client for me. So Layla's name would go on my list of 20. Now, once you got this list, we're not doing anything yet, so don't get scared. It's not time to like go pitch yourself. It's not time to, call Layla up on the phone and convince her to be your client. That's not how we're going about this at all. So back up for a second. And we have to think about, what exactly are we going to sell? So say, you come into contact with your perfect client, your ideal client, however that arises. The way that we sabotage ourselves is not being really clear about what we're selling and what our price is, especially if you're a newer coach. I remember when I was earlier, in my business in the early days, gosh, this is like 12 years ago now, I would make up a different price every time I held a consultation because I was like so afraid to name my price. So if it didn't go well with client number one, then with the, the next phone call, I would name a lower price. And then probably if somebody signed up, I got a little boost of confidence, and then I would raise my price the next time. And in my head, I was constantly doing some kind of math, like, what number can I give to this person that they're going to say yes to? Don't do that. It is such a way to sabotage yourself because you are in a state of confusion and you're in a state of like not even knowing what you have to offer. And then you expect someone to agree to that. Before we do anything, I want you to know what you're selling. So if you have a fancy signature program, you're already really clear about that. Great, you're good. If not, let's make it very, very simple. So how long would it take for this person that we already thought of, our ideal client, how long would it take for them to achieve, or at least begin to achieve, the big result that they're after? 6 weeks, 6 months, right? Like whatever that answer is, that's how long your program should be. Boom, done. Right? So if you're hemming and hawing over how long to make your program, the answer is exactly as long as it needs to be and no longer. Okay, so the average person, how long would it take the average person to start seeing results with you? Next, how much should you charge for your coaching package? Again, we could think about this for days. I mean, we could be still thinking about it next year. So instead of just mulling it over and hemming and hawing on a price for your coaching package, I want you to right now just consider the big problem that you help somebody solve. We already talked about that. How much is it worth to them? If you could snap your fingers and make that problem go away, like literally how much money would that be worth to them? In many cases, we're talking about problems that are priceless to solve, things that they would give all their money if they knew for a fact that they could solve that problem. I'm not saying you should take all their money or be crazy, overpriced, or anything like that. I'm just implying that there is no need to undervalue your services. Sometimes you can even figure out how much a problem is worth because maybe they've done other things in the past that they paid X dollars for, and that gave them some relief, but not enough. I don't know, that might be a starting point, but how much is it worth to them to solve this problem? The answer to that question is your price. That's it, done. Moving right along here. And finally, because this is another little niggling thing in the background that if you're not clear, it will keep you stuck. It will like even subconsciously keep you from signing any clients. Someone wants to be your client, you make an offer, they say yes. How are you going to collect the payment? How are you going to process the payment? Like, are you going to ask for a check? Are you going to use PayPal? That's totally fine when you're starting out. It doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. Just want to keep it simple, but know what your process is. Just know it up here. That's going to make a clear road for you to have a conversation with and sign a new client. Okay, so if you didn't have a signature program before, we just laid out the very, very basics for you just now. You're welcome. If you're just joining, by the way, today we're going through an exercise to help you get your next 5 clients fast. And I have all of this mapped out in a workbook that you can download for free at healthcoachpower.com/next5. And that's the number 5. We made a list of 20 people. We thought about what we're going to sell them. The next step is reaching out. And I'm talking about reaching out individually to the people on your list of 20. So this is not a mass email that you send out through MailChimp. This is a personal message. So it's either going to be an email from your personal account to theirs, or it could be a direct message. It might even be a text message, or at least to start, it might be a text message like, hey, I got a question for you. So when you send this message, however you send it, number 1, it's personal. Number 2, do not put anybody on the spot. You never want to say to someone, I want you to be my client. Do you want to be my client? Ooh, how terrifying is that? How would you feel if somebody did that to you, right? So we're not going to do that. And instead, we're going to lean into everybody's desire to be helpful. And we're going to ask if they know anybody that could use your help. If it's them, they're going to figure that out. They're going to put 2 and 2 together. Here's an example of how that might go. I'm going to write to Layla. As I mentioned earlier, Layla is somebody that I know would make a really good client in my health coaching practice, but she may not know this yet. And we are friends. Okay, so this is someone I really know in real life. Maybe she's even listening right now. Hi, Layla. I don't think she is. Okay, I would say, hey, Layla, hope you're doing well. You could say something personal in the beginning of your note, and then tell her, I'm looking to connect with a specific type of woman right now. Unless you're looking for men, then you would say men. And I'm going to ask her, hey, I was wondering if you know anybody like this. I've got a unique process for helping type A high achievers recover from chronic stress and burnout, and I would like to help more women with it. Now, that's me in my coaching practice. You would say something slightly different about who you're looking for and what problems you can help them with. Then you're going to give some examples. Example, one lawyer lost 10 pounds this summer. She's got more energy now than she was in her 20s, and she's buying a whole new wardrobe for work. Another client's in management consulting, and she was able to get rid of chronic digestive problems. She's sleeping peacefully again after her divorce without taking Ambien. Right? So we're just going to list off a couple of our success stories, and it could even include successes you've had personally or successes that you've had with friends and family members. They don't necessarily have to be paying clients if you're brand new, But you want to illustrate the kind of results that a person like this can get from working with you. Then you'll say something like, I'm psyched about how well this works, and I'm looking to help more people with it. So here's the type who's perfect. And this is where you're really going to get into who you're looking for. And notice I'm not going to say you, Layla, I'm looking for you, because that would just be too on the nose and obvious and uncomfortable. So I'm going to describe the woman that I'm looking for. Again, this is an example for my own health coaching practice. So I might say, women who push themselves to always do better. They often feel like they can't turn off. They want to be able to actually relax and enjoy all that they've achieved without the nagging feeling that they should be doing more. They feel like their usual methods of pushing harder and using willpower just aren't getting them anywhere. Health issues are cropping up and doctors don't have solutions. They're feeling sluggish, heavy, and burnt out. And then you could even be really specific and say something like ages 40 to 50, they're not retiring anytime soon, and they're potentially diagnosed with a thyroid condition. Here's the question. Here's the magic question. Do you know anyone that sounds like this? Thanks for any connections you can make. Boom, that's it. That's it, right? Nobody's on the spot. You're just laying out, hey, here's what's going on in my life right now. Here's what I'm trying to achieve. Can you help me? And if the answer is no, the answer is no, right? Like no harm, no foul. If they don't write back, they don't write back. But it's so easy. When I was even reading that and I was telling you who I was looking for, did anybody pop into your mind? Like women who always push themselves to do better, ages 40 to 50, they might even be diagnosed with a thyroid condition. You're like, boom, that's my mom, or boom, that's my sister, right? Like somebody pops into your head when you describe really specifically the woman that you're going for. Or maybe the person reading this goes, boy, that sounds a lot like me. And it's easy for them to write back and go, actually, I think I could use your services. And that's what happens. I want to say my experience 9 times out of 10. I used this method a couple months ago in my coaching practice, and I had a couple people reply and they said, this sounds like my sister. I'm going to send it to her or something like that. But the large majority said, you just described me. And that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to describe somebody so well that they see someone or they see themselves in it right away. And then they can't help but write back and go, yeah, I think I need your help. Okay. So that's the first thing that you can do. And because I'm just speaking this to you right now, rather than trying to scribble it all down, I have it all written out for you in the free downloadable workbook that goes with today's episode. So again, just go to healthcoachpower.com/next5 and you'll be able to get it there, where you can copy it and paste it. Please, please, please put it in your own words though. You never want it to sound like it came out of my mouth. It should sound like it came out of yours. But we are not done yet. After you send this email or this direct message or this text message, whatever, individually to the 20 people on your list, you can morph your letter into a social media post. And it has the same intent. But in this case, instead of reaching out directly to an individual, you can post it and everyone that you're connected to is going to be looking at it at the same time. So you'll adjust it just a little tiny bit. And I would suggest starting with a question. Do you know this person? Something like that, right? You just want to get your friends and your family members and everyone you know to start reading. And then you're going to say the same thing. I'm looking to connect with a specific kind of woman right now. I've got a unique process for helping type A high achievers recover from chronic stress, and I'd like to help more women with it. Again, list off 2 or 3 client successes, just like a sentence or two. I have another client who's a former competitive athlete. Now she's in her 40s. This is also starting to describe the type of woman that I want to work with. So I'm going to list off a couple of those success stories. And then I say something like, I'm pretty psyched by how well this stuff works. I'm looking to help more women with it. Here's the type who's a perfect fit. Again, women who push themselves to always do better, exactly like our letter said earlier. And then you end with, who do you know that sounds like this? Is it you? Now you can ask, is it you? Not making any assumptions. It might not be you at all. I'm posting this to social media. I'm posting it to 10,000 people are going to see this, or however many thousands of people. So it's not a pointed question the way that would be if you ask that in an email, but you can ask that on social media. Hey, is it you? Just asking, right? Then you want to tell them what to do. tag that person here. Drop a comment, message me, shoot me an email, and give your email address because I want to help them. And thank you, everybody, for the connections. I think that last part's really important because and I've had coaches do this, they post something like this to social media. They go, who do you know who needs this kind of help? Is it you? And then the post ends and maybe they get no comments and they're horrified. Oh my God, I look stupid. I posted this. Nobody's replying. So for your sake, as well as for the sake of anyone who's going to leave a comment, offer them the option to DM you or email you, because that way, if you have no comments, I'm just going to assume 100 people sent you an email. Of course they did. Or, a bunch of people sent you direct messages. So having no comments doesn't mean anything. The other thing is sometimes we're asking about kind of sensitive topics, weight loss, infertility, things, diarrhea, whatever the problem is that you help people solve. They don't necessarily want to say, yeah, that's me in the comments, nor do they want to call out a friend in your comments. So keeping that in mind, we want to ask them to reach out to us in a private way, especially if we're asking about something that is a little bit embarrassing or potentially embarrassing for them. Between the 20 people that you reach with your one-to-one emails and the however many people you reach with your social media posts, and you can do this on Facebook and you can do it on Instagram, and I've seen people do it with an image as well as typing it out in text or a combination of both. You could do a video, you could do this on LinkedIn, right? The combination of all those things, you just sent your feelers out to your warm network, boom. And all it takes is for a handful of them to get back to you and connect you to a perfect prospective client. And when that happens, it's either the person that you have reached out, they already know you, or it's someone that they know who's getting a direct referral to you. Either way, it's much easier to sign a client who's connected to you, who already has a reason to trust you, and they feel like they know you. So you are much, much closer to signing a client than if you were talking to a perfect stranger. Okay, you guys, that was a lot of stuff. If you're multitasking right now and you want to go through all of these steps later, remember I have it all laid out for you in the free workbook. It's at healthcoachpower.com/next5. And if you're thinking, oh gosh, I need help figuring out who I want to work with, I have no idea, or I'm not sure about my coaching package or what I should be selling, or I need more than just my next 5 clients, I need a mailing list, I need so much more, don't worry. Consider joining the waitlist for this fall's Healthy Profit University Fast Track. I even have an opportunity for some private coaching sessions with me. It is super special. I don't want you to miss out. The waitlist is open now at healthcoachpower.com/waitlist. That's all for today, you guys. That was a lot. You did great. I'll see you next week.